Poop.
All right, Ethan, try again.
Yeah, give me the countdown again, Ethan, if you don't mind.
We're already live.
We're already
Yeah, I know. But
live.
like, Ethan, I just
Yeah,
wanna...
I got you.
Okay. No. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Three Gameplay Podcast. This is a podcast by a bunch of goofs, supposedly for everyday gamers, but I don't know how true that is. In any case,
Hopefully.
I'm Sean Acclimator. I'm joined by Nick P. and Brad Crabley Crab. Welcome back to this cozy studio. Looks nice in here today.
It does.
Yes, I see it, and 64 has been running all week.
Yeah. It's been heating the room.
So story, apparently Ethan left the N64 on for how long? Friday to Monday?
Monday to Friday.
Monday to Friday.
Because we recorded last Monday, and I think he messaged on Friday that he saw it on.
So, and it's still going, so...
Dude.
Wait, no, it's not going. Yeah, it is going.
This
is episode
Make
number...
consoles.
Are we on 80 yet?
77.
77.
Come on.
Almost.
Almost.
We're getting there.
Right past the nice milestone.
Yeah, we are. Long past.
Yeah. So.
Feels bad. Well, what has been up? Actually, I know what he's been playing because I got to watch it.
Can I tell you what I've been playing? Actually, can I talk about something like not related to video games at all? But
You talk about women being inferior again?
that's not what I said.
No, it's not. It's not.
But okay.
I love how this guy's like, I don't want to be a part of this conversation, and then as soon as we go live, he brings it up.
Because we weren't live at that point.
True.
Like, did it happen if we didn't record it?
So true.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Sean. I was just trolling you.
Okay. I know who I am. Anyways, so I watched a movie called Midsummer.
Oh, I've heard of this movie.
Midsummer?
Midsummer.
Midsummer.
Yeah, it's how the Swedish say midsummer.
Swedish, yeah. I don't
Kind
know
of.
if that's a Swedish accent.
Kind
or
of.
Not, but
Anyways, this movie is trippy.
what kind of movie is it?
It's a horror movie or a thriller. I don't know exactly what it is.
Okay.
But it's a movie about a bunch of PhD students, anthropology PhD students who go from the States to Sweden to partake in a folk midsummer festival.
Midsummer.
So they get there, they all do shrooms because
As one does when they go to Sweden.
yeah, because no, that's actually part of the Swedish culture. Apparently.
Oh, really?
The folk festival. I don't know.
I guess he's never going to
Sure.
Sweden.
So
Mushrooms are gross. Even like the non-special ones,
Sure,
just normal
sure.
mushrooms, gross.
I love mushrooms on
are
pizza.
Delicious.
Ugh. That's almost as bad as pineapple. Not as bad, but almost.
Both of those
Well,
toppings are amazing. But anyways,
Let me continue.
so what happens is
No.
this movie is like just a weird trip.
Does it make you feel like you're on shrooms?
Yeah, actually it does because some of the visuals are like very subtly. There's a lot of like replication things going on and like deformation, and I don't know if I'm saying this word right. It's called pareidolia, where humans have a tendency to see faces, right? Like you can put like 2 dots and 3 dots basically, and some people will visualize that as a face,
Yeah.
right? Because that's a human tendency, something we
Yeah.
do. So, anyways, there's like faces in the trees and in the rocks and in the waters, and this movie is messed up because and it's all set in the daytime. It's all bright and sunny, and it's so colorful. There's like flowers because it's all part of this folk midsummer festival.
Yeah.
And it's messed up.
It's funny that you say it's a horror, but it's so colorful because usually you expect horror. They always set the mood with like it's nighttime or it's like the middle of a storm or like.
Well, usually the blood's colorful.
True.
The blood was colorful. The people I watched it with didn't really enjoy it. I didn't really question why. It wasn't like amazing, but it was different.
Okay.
So I
On
enjoyed it for
Netflix?
that reason. It's on Amazon Prime. If you have that.
I do not. But I know my brother does, so I could just be like, send me
Yeah.
the password.
So we watched that, and there's I don't know. There's like some really fucked up shit in that movie.
I think I already know the ending to that movie, but I'm not gonna say it.
Fair enough. The beginning opens with the main character's depressed sister killing herself and her parents via carbon monoxide poisoning.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's messed up, and she has like a hose taped to her face. There's like vomit coming out of her.
Jesus. So it's like fully graphic too.
It's pretty bad, and it's a good movie. I don't know. It wasn't like Didn't give me nightmares or anything, which I was hoping, because the same people who made Hereditary
Were
made
you
it.
about to say which is what I was hoping for?
Yeah,
You want to have
I
nightmares?
love nightmares because it's such a creative drive for me. I
What
love
the fuck is
like
wrong
when I have a
with you?
scary dream, I love delving into the scary dream because I like to turn around and like just look at the horror. It's so like
Damn,
puts me on edge and like just makes me feel alive. I don't know.
you crazy.
I don't know.
I run away from that shit.
I used to.
Nightmares come. I'm like, not peace.
I used to.
Going to
but
the.
I find the best way to deal with that stuff is just to
I mean, probably, but I'm too
Explore
chicken
it.
shit to be like.
because then it teaches you more about me. At least it does for me.
That's fair.
If you ever get the chance to watch it,
I
like-
probably won't.
I feel like you would laugh so much at that movie.
I probably would, but I don't care.
Okay, fair enough.
That's how you really feel.
I could.
It's the only reason I really mention it because I feel like Nick would really enjoy that movie. But can I talk about what I've been playing?
No.
Okay, it's up to you guys then. One of you can go. Go. One of you go. I'm not talking about it now.
Yo, shut the hell up. What have you been playing? What mobile game?
There's an update to Shattered Pixel
Oh,
Dungeon.
shit, here we
Course.
go.
00 Evan or 00 Evan. I don't know how to say his name.
Mhm.
Updated the game. Reworked the bosses or one of the main bosses. I can't stop playing. Help.
I'm not helping you.
You're too far gone.
You're lost.
I joined the Pixel Dungeon Discord.
like-
Of course you did.
You're like
I'm on out of all games, I'm on no Discord servers for like I'm on our Discord server, the Asian Crew Discord server, and my own my personal Discord server that I have for my own stuff. 3 can play one.
Yeah.
And then the Shattered Pixel Dungeon one.
Oh my god, you're like my little cousin who's like, have you seen those LOL surprise dolls?
No.
It's a new thing for kids.
They're basically like
Just take it in that that's a toy for a kid.
They're
An
like
LOL
these
surprise.
little stupid like loot box shit for like in it you can get like a doll or pizzas.
Hook 'em young.
For a
I
doll.
get you. Yeah.
And my little cousin's in fucking love with them. So all he wants for Christmas is LOL surprise dolls. I'm like,
Why are they called LOL?
I don't know, but I'd rather say LOL than LOL.
Do you remember when we did that in high school?
LOL.
Lol.
We're
Hey, sometimes
fucking-
I'll still be
we're
like, lol.
losers.
What do you mean real like cool
but
people do that?
Anyways,
Yeah, hell yeah. I'm a cool person. I do it.
Exactly.
Ophelia, I was like, yeah, I have from leftover stuff from like Walmart shoots, and I was like, there's LOL surprise dolls and something and some stuff. Should I give them to Julia, who's my younger one, doesn't and not addicted to them? Yeah, and I'm like,
Addicted to
not addicted to them. So I'm like, no, Isabella's too far gone. Do not get Julia on that same level. She is too pure for this stuff. All right.
So they look like they're like Kinder Surprise, but like dolls inside and no
it's
chocolate.
getting
But,
kids
like,
hooked on loot boxes, young dude.
Dude, it's a Sparkle series.
My cousin, she goes fucking bananas over this stuff, man. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
I bet you there are rare
I mean-
ones that are worth more.
If we
right?
think about it, we had our own crap like this, like
The rarities. Oh,
Crazy
yeah.
Bones,
Yeah, yeah.
Mighty Beans.
But were they loot boxes really though?
They weren't loot boxes, but like
Card packs was it? What was
Card
it?
packs.
but
Yeah.
for us.
yeah, whatever. Anyways,
Yeah.
I just because you said you're addicted, I just wanted to bring that up. But yeah, I got 2 new games that I've been playing. I'll go for the one that I just I barely touched, kind of touched. I started Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Man, I need
which
to
was,
really break my Xbox out.
talking about last week, because girlfriend was over and she wanted me to watch me play a game. And I'm like, she'll probably enjoy me playing Shadow of the Tomb Raider a little more than me playing NHL 20. So I booted that up and I got through the Mexican town in Mexico. Or I can't remember what the name of the town
Is that the opening?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the
Yeah.
rest of it you're in Peru.
And then I'm now in Peru. It plays and feels like Rise of the Tomb Raider, which is awesome because I love that game. So yeah, I'm excited to delve more into it. But the big game that I said I was gonna play last week was Resident Evil 4.
Right.
And I said I'd.
Oh yeah, I
happy.
watched him stream it.
Yep.
I said I'd stream it, and so obviously the graphics are, was it 2004,
2005, I believe.
early 2000s, like.
But like it kind of holds up.
It does hold up a little bit.
Not really.
There are some.
I think it does compared to like
Well, I'm playing the HD version of the game,
yeah.
so like there are high.
It's like an
definition
artsy. It's not very photorealistic,
There,
so it kind
there
of holds
are
up.
some.
Yeah, I think that's why.
There are some geophysics in the game.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like one of my favorite
I
parts.
mean,
of the
it's
game.
Capcom.
It's
Yeah.
a Japanese.
They
It's a
literally-
Japanese game.
They literally made
Don't they make Dead or
Dead
Alive?
or Alive,
Yeah.
and which has like that like Dead or Alive Extreme or whatever.
Yes.
And it's just like beach volleyball and just girls in bikinis
Yes.
and like
Yes.
I've never played
The
that game.
200%, but like probably 800% if we're talking about.
Okay,
it.
so not even 200%. So Brad says that after Fire Emblem Three Houses came out, a chart came out of from a developer
Oh, let
of
me guess.
percentages in bus size.
Sure.
So if you're
They do this. This is like a thing they do.
So-
I know, but why?
so they came out and said like these are all the bus sizes of the girls pre-time skip and then post-time skip.
That's actually hilarious.
So like
Why do they feel the need to like share this
You
information
have,
with the
like,
world?
Japan, dude.
your
I
the
guess.
female Byleth who's at 200% all the time. Manuela, one of the professors, is 220%. So by the way, if you're over 100%, you grow from the normal. If you're under 100%, you shrink from normal.
True. Okay.
And there are characters that like Bernadetta, who start off at like 30%, got to like 110% over time. It's fucking weird. Anyways, that is Japanese games and women's people. But I played
So yeah, Resident Evil's got its
4.
own.
So Resident has its own. This is the first
Yeah.
thing I fucking noticed off this character that the president's daughter when you eventually meet her in the game.
Dude, when I was like 12, the first thing I did was look up her skirt,
Yes, and
And I
in
told
my
him to do that in the
stream- okay,
chat.
And
and he did it. So thank
I'll
you.
go over that in a bit. So I booted the game up, and at first I booted the game up before I started streaming, make sure like it actually ran my computer, all those things were the way I wanted it to be, and that was done. Playing on controller.
I'm happy you chose to do that because I feel like if you play on a mouse, it's easier because you have to like stop, aim, shoot, like. And I feel like with a mouse, it's like
True, I didn't even think about that.
it's probably less stressful and smoother to do that, which kind of might like make the game less like horror.
So yeah, I want to pull the
intense.
controls first because they're my biggest complaint of the game, and I'll get through that first before going to anything else. You could tell those controls are fucking made in the early 2000s or like early 1990s. Like holy shit! Like if it came out on the GameCube first, right?
Yeah.
So the GameCube had a trash seat stick. And obviously, in a shooter game or any kind of third-person action or first-person shooter game, your left analog moves your character, your right analog moves your camera. Not so much in Resident Evil 4, whereas your left joystick does everything
Yeah.
from aiming to moving, and you can like use the right analog to like kind of like peek around, but it doesn't really do much. Kind of like look up, look down, look left, right, but like it's useless
Yeah.
kind of thing. And for me to aim with my gun, I have to hold right trigger, then press X to shoot. And I'm like, I got so tripped up with someone else. I'm like in combat, and I'm like, hold left trigger to aim. My knife's out. What the fuck? So, like,
I will
Was
say.
that what it was in GameCube? I thought left trigger was the aim.
no, left
Can I
trigger is
interject really quick?
Yeah.
I want to say one, the controls are clunky in that game.
yes.
Like sometimes I would remember pulling my knife out when I don't want it, or like crouching or something, or like doing random things when I don't want to. But I also played on the Wii, and so I didn't have that aiming issue because
I've heard
the
from
Wiimote.
like
Mm.
previous accounts that the Wii's the best version of the game.
I had a lot of fun, so I don't know.
From what I've heard.
Because the motion controls.
Yeah.
I dug it.
But yeah, like the controls, just like the I get like where when it was made and what it was made on, but like if you're bringing it to a future platform, like I know the re-release was like 2014, so it's like kind of a long time ago, kind of ish. But is there not an option for me to like use a normal third-person shooter type control, like
mapping,
in
yeah.
terms, right? Like left trigger would still be my aim with I would stop and aim to shoot, but my knife would be on a different button.
Yeah, just being able to remap stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That'd
the
be
reason.
nice.
The controls are
True.
my biggest complaint, where like it feels like an old game.
Try it
Hmm.
with mouse and keyboard for a bit. See what happens.
Probably not.
Don't do it.
No?
No,
Don't do it. It's
I'm not
cheating.
gonna do it.
Not even to try, just to see if it's a
Not
better
gonna try-
experience.
No,
It's
Okay.
cheating. Don't do it.
Fair enough.
I'm not gonna do it. I've already stuck a controller.
Okay.
But yeah, other than that, like the game is fine. The story is very intriguing. The quote unquote zombies are like I don't want to say Resident Evil 5-ish because 5 came after, but like they remind me of Resident Evil 5's like enemies. So like if you pop their head, a fucking squid might pop out with a scythe on it.
Yeah, because the parasite.
Yeah.
And this is where like they move away from like your typical just like zombie animated thing to
Yeah.
like they can still think and talk and stuff like they're
Mhm.
people, but they're corrupted with the virus. So
So
it kind
yeah.
of changes things a little bit.
So like they meet kind of like the main baddie at one point. I'm like, I don't think he's the actual main baddie.
Who are
Um,
you talking about?
Sadler, the priest dude.
Lord Sadler, yeah.
I don't think he's the actual bad guy. I think he's
Did you play any more after the castle? getting to the
No,
castle?
I'm only playing
Ooh.
on stream.
Oh shit, I'm
Yeah,
excited.
I'm-
Okay.
I'm-
So
dude, I
like,
look forward to Fridays now. Just
so
watching
Friday
Nick
morning
play.
I'll be playing again.
I'm so excited.
The game is pretty good so far. I'm enjoying it. Um, like other than the controls, but it's an old game, so like
Yeah.
I kind of give it slack for that. It's a great game so far. No like other complaints. Um,
The cheesy one-liners are so good in that game.
the fucking one-liners, like some of them make me cringe. I'm like,
When you're in the first town and then the bell rings, it summons all the villagers away, and then Leon's like, "Where's everyone going? Bingo!" It's just like, what the fuck?
yeah, I was like, are you kidding me?
It's so bad, but so good. I love it.
So yeah, it's a good game so far. I'm not sure if I'll beat it on Friday.
You know one thing
I don't think you will. You've made really good progress,
Yeah,
all things
no.
considered, but I don't think you'll beat it.
There are some moments in the game where I'm like during combat, stuff will happen, and I'm just like, that's just fucking ridiculous. I have to laugh.
Yeah,
Sure.
a few times with the guys with the dynamite sticks.
Oh my god, those are so annoying. And like the aiming is so weird because like
Yeah, it is.
you're freaking special forces like now, like after being a cop for a day.
Yeah.
You should be able to aim better than this. Like why is my aim like
Yeah, my favorite was when you were going for the medallions and you were zoomed in, and then like the red dot sight would miss, and then it would come back out because it was like
Yeah.
bouncing, and Nick's like, "Fuck,
There's their sway.
fuck," just dying because you can't get like a full steady shot unless you're using the rifle.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm losing the pistol and the shotgun because I'm like I just don't really feel like there's any need or anything else.
I forgot what I used.
Yeah,
I feel like
I'm not gonna say anything because I want you to find out on your own what's good and what's
yeah,
not.
exactly.
I don't know.
But
I kind of like when I got the second pistol upgrade. I'm like, wait, there's different pistols in the game. So I
Yeah.
kind of like Googled online, like, what's
there's
the best
different
pistol in the game?
shotguns, different pistols.
That's the one complaint I have about the game is that you can't try everything in like one run.
Yeah, you don't have the money to do it.
Money's kind of or to get all the money you really need to be like really
You need to
exploring,
like hit every single collectible.
and that takes so long of just like the movement isn't that great in this game
Yeah.
either.
Yeah.
So
I mean, thankfully they put a lot of the stuff along the beaten path.
yeah,
So as long as you're looking out for the sparkles, but yeah.
I'm just like, it's a good game. I'm enjoying it. Some of the puzzles are really easy.
Yeah.
Like there was one puzzle behind, like when you get to the church, there's behind a church. You kind of have to like, it's like you have to match the puzzle to the 3 past bell ringers, and if you go in the graveyard, you can see like who they are, and then you kind of have to like you only move the turnstile 3 positions or 4 positions. Once I figured out the trick, which is very quick, I'm like, oh, I just gotta light up the 3 lights, and then
Yeah.
I'm good.
I remember when I played it like originally, I guess it was like 12. And even then I was like I probably took longer than you would now.
yeah. Oh, I
Yeah.
took
But
so long.
I don't ever remember them being like so hard.
I
They
was
were like tricky, but they weren't super difficult.
I was definitely afraid. Getting through you got through the first area, like getting through that first area into the castle took me and my brother forever because we were afraid at every
Dude,
turn.
The castle was the part that as a kid
Yeah.
like freaked me the
Yeah,
fuck
and
out.
the castle screwed
Because
me
the
over.
enemies are just like in their freaking robes and shit. They're so scary.
Well,
Or
the
they
toughest
were.
part I've had so far is the freaking giant fish monster.
The giant fish monster.
in the lake
The lake.
when you go out in the
Oh,
rowboat.
That
with
was the
little-
toughest
yeah.
thing, cause like just getting my aimer on the fish and then actually like having it register to hit was fucking
getting the
frustrating.
harpoons. Yeah,
Oh, that was so annoying.
it's like the weirdest fight too.
But
You're just like hopping in a boat and this gigantic freaking like sea creature just
Yeah.
attacks you and then you're done.
that's the only boss I've died to so far. But yeah, great game so far. We'll play more of it Friday. I don't know how long I'll play it on Friday because LEC starts up Friday too.
True, that's true.
So
Hey man, any little bit. I'm excited because you're in the castle, which is a lot of
I
fun.
want the LEC back tonight. Dude, that song was amazing.
I actually haven't watched it yet.
Really?
Yeah.
It's so good.
all right,
I will.
that is my RE4 update. I might from the whole streaming thing. I might play more games on stream every Friday.
Do it. Make it like a
But
regular
I
thing. I'm
Don't
down.
know what games I'll play because I don't want to play like massive game. Like I want to play The Witcher 3. On,
Bro,
like,
just play Fortnite.
Yeah, because then you'd be like streaming that game for like years.
so I might find like some shorter games to like just play through every Friday.
Yeah, it's like a casual
Yeah.
game or something.
See if I can
Do
pick
it
up.
Buy Resident Evil Remake 2 and play that next. Or Resident Evil 2 Remake.
That's $80.
That's true. If only you got on the Steam sale, it was like
I
26.
had Xbox Game Pass on PC. I'm sure I'll find something.
That's true. That's true. There's plenty of stuff. Well, I've also been playing Tomb Raider, like Nick has. I actually finished it 2 days ago, I think.
Good
Um,
end to the series.
oh yeah, it's filled just like Rise. You've got like your lulls where you're doing a lot of climbing and exploring. You've got your stealth moments, and then the end is kind of the action part of the game. If you remember the end of Rise when you're storming to stop Constantine, I think his name is,
Some
Anna's
dude.
brother, who's trying to like get the power for her.
Oh yeah.
And you're like storming the temple and you're dealing with like the undead soldiers and like the helicopter. You have to shoot it down and then fight him like it's action pace. This one very much in the
Yep.
same. There's a lot of enemies, a lot of people fighting each other, a lot of like huge explosions, and you're doing like these crazy jump sequences, kind of like when you're evading
Yeah.
the tsunami. You'll have more of that, obviously. So it was a really good ending and a really nice like wrap up to the trilogy and this new take on Lara Croft. Obviously, I'm not going to say anything because I'm explaining it right now, and you're going to. But
Mhm.
I
Do you
think it was
there'd
good.
be more the way it ended?
No,
No. Okay.
Wait, what?
I mean,
There's no more Lara Croft ever. Like, it's just like. So like this
Okay.
is Lara Croft's story,
I-
and that's it.
it's kind
Because
of
I thought the whole point of the reboot was to do this trilogy as a reboot trilogy, so then a new universe
Okay,
could be opened
let
up.
me put it this way: it's like Halo 3. It could
Ah,
stop there,
Interesting.
but if they wanted to do more, they could. Like
So-
if they never made another Tomb Raider game, the ending was fine. But if they wanted to keep making more, they could.
Like if they well, I'll play for myself, eventually myself.
Yeah,
But like,
you'll get what I'm saying when you.
I hope
actually
if they
play it.
do make more, depending on how it ends, like they make each game its own separate entity and not one continuous thing. Like
Yeah, and that's how I think it. I think it'll be if like based on this. I
Yeah.
think they've wrapped up the kind of like telling of her tale and like her childhood with her father. They've kind of wrapped up
yeah,
that whole
that's what I
arc.
thought this was.
And then any games that they do beyond this would be just like tomb adventures, like
Like-
chasing new
Kind of like
riddles.
Assassin's Creed, maybe.
Yeah,
or well, Assassin's Creed has one overarching storyline overall, right?
Okay,
But I would say
fair
more
enough.
like
kinda. Some of the newer
Yeah,
games
whatever,
have kind of
anyways.
tailed away.
but like more like Indiana Jones or Uncharted, where like these
Yeah,
games
sure.
are inspired from. Indiana Jones, like, yes, it is a trilogy or 4 movies, whatever, but like
they're all pretty different.
they're all separate stories from each other, with like
Yeah.
only some returning characters, right? That kind of
Mhm.
like no history, even though like some movies take further back than the first one, right? Or Uncharted, where every game is its own separate story, but the characters are all either returning or have memories of what happened in the past. But like every story has its beginning, middle, end, and that's that story.
Yeah,
So I'd hope like if they do more Tomb Raider beyond the trilogy of like this one overarching story of Trinity, it's like you're going to find a tomb and there's some warlord that's trying to do whatever, but like something like that. I don't know.
yeah. There's definitely room for that. I will say the one thing that kind of makes me upset, I guess, with the way the series like played out is it didn't sell the greatest. And I don't know whether it's been
You
like
you always
tough
talk
rele-
about that. You always like.
because
Is that
com-
is that like a thing for you? Like a
because
big point?
companies, if they see
Ah,
it doesn't sell
mm,
well, they're
fair
not going to
enough.
want to
And
invest
it's
into
Square
making
Enix,
more.
right?
Yeah,
Square Enix has freaking high expectations for all their
yeah.
games.
Like if
Like,
if this game
super
doesn't pump
high.
money, they're probably and again, like if this is just the trilogy and they don't make any more, I'm satisfied. I loved it, but I would love them to continue.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
really
yeah.
enjoy these games, and there's so many cool places you can take a
Mhm.
treasure hunter, and so many cool like ruins and
Yeah,
different
yeah.
like eras and the
Cultures and
Earth
all
and
these
cultures.
things, yeah.
That you could explore, and I know that Rise didn't do the greatest because it had like the exclusive launch on Xbox.
Both the first and second one did.
And with Xbox being the weaker console in this gen, less people own it than own PlayStation
Mhm.
4, so that hurt it. And then I think some people, I don't know if it was like Shadow just had like a tough matchup last year, which it kind of did, or if people just
There
aren't
was
as
no
hyped
hype or
about it.
anything. Yeah.
But
I don't know
I
why.
know that sales, I don't think sales were terrible, but
Mhm.
Well,
they
Rise
probably weren't the greatest.
wasn't developed by Crystal Dynamics. It was developed by Eidos Montreal.
You mean Shadow?
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Shadow was developed by Eidos Montreal.
Both companies have worked on both games,
Yeah.
but Crystal was the head of the first two, whereas they
Uh-huh.
played as like a secondary to Eidos
Yeah,
Montreal in
really,
the third one.
Um,
Although you can't really
Eidos-
tell based on the gameplay, like it feels just like a Crystal Dynamics.
well, because
take.
like Eidos Montreal did help make the
Yeah.
first 2 games, but so they just kind of got support from Crystal Dynamics in the third one.
yeah,
It really shifted like developers when Crystal Dynamics took over making the Avengers game.
yeah,
So
True. Okay.
but
they couldn't do
Is that the
both.
one where the Avengers don't look anything like the
They're
the
the B
movie?
Avengers.
they're not based off of MCU.
Yeah, yeah.
They're like this company's take on the comic books.
Gotcha.
But to talk about the game a little bit, it's just a great experience. I really love the tombs in this game. The tombs are a ton of fun, and there's DLC tombs, so I kind of want to get like the I guess the digital or the enhanced edition upgrade or game.
Did
of the
you
year.
download on Game Pass?
Yeah, and
You
you
already
can.
have it.
No, you don't.
You sure?
Yeah, you have to buy the DLC. You can get it for a reduced price, but you
Oh,
have to
okay.
buy. But I kind of want to get it because I just love the tombs. Like a couple of them that stood out to me was one of them you found like an ancient Mayan aqueduct system, and you had to like get it the water was still flowing, but like pieces weren't together, and you had to like rebuild it to like and balance the water levels to traverse through it, which was a lot of fun. And then another one
There
I
was
loved
a similar one like that
in
in
Rise.
Rise.
There might have been, yeah. And I love that. And then another one I super love, and I won't go into too much detail, but you're basically in like a huge underground cavern, and you're traversing through this gigantic tree. I mean, like massive, and it's like dipping
A
into
tree?
Mayan lore because there's like this tree of life in Mayan lore,
Ooh.
and like this tree is freaking huge. Like you're walking across branches, and the branches are like 10 feet wide.
Yeah.
Like and you're just traversing through it, and they've like there's ruins that were built around and in the tree and stuff like, and just being able
You're
to
really
like, look around and
making
explore.
me want to redeem my Game Pass.
Yeah, it's just like stuff like that. So if they made like DLC tombs,
Yeah.
they're probably pretty damn good.
Mhm.
So I'm really itching to get it because I love the tombs in this game. The outfits are pretty cool. In Rise, I can't remember. It was if you like changing outfits had different attributes, but it was just like you wore the whole outfit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in this
Yes.
one, you have like tops and bottoms that have different, so you can mix and match sets to get like
True.
different perks and stuff like that, and different like enemies detect you less.
I didn't find
gather
that
more
was a
supplies.
big deal. Did you guys? I
No.
remember I
It's
wearing
not
like
the
what I
hu-
liked the best.
It's not the biggest deal, but it still like gives you cool like.
I feel like it'd make
gameplay
more of
stuff.
a difference in like the hard difficulty.
Yeah,
True.
I
That
did
makes
wear
sense.
one where like you get because you'll get this ability where you can like slow time when you're aiming if you drink a certain like mixture, and it kind of like increases that duration. And I got this really awesome skill where if you aim down with your bow, you can target up to 3 people's headshots, and then you like let loose 3 arrows at once. So you do that in slow mo and stuff. That was a lot of fun. So I kind of like built my character like using the outfit pieces that benefited that. And another thing I really like about this game for difficulty is you can change the difficulty in 3 different categories.
I found
you-
that interesting too.
Yeah, so you've got combat difficulty, which is how much health enemies have, how much damage they do to you, etc., like the usual stuff. Then you've got the puzzle difficulty, and that affects whether Laura, when you because you can use this survival instincts mode, and it kind of is like in like Batman games detective mode.
Yeah,
It
detective
kind of like
edition.
highlights the area. So in this one, depending on how hard you have your puzzle difficulty, it'll highlight certain things in orange that you need to go to traverse it,
I see.
or Laura will vocalize a hint. So you'll click it and she'll be like, I need to get that platform moving and stuff like that. So the harder you have it, it takes away those things. So you can change that. And then you can also change exploration, which shows you like where to go. Like a lot of games do this now where you're going to traverse, they'll like mark it with like a colored paint. So in Tomb Raider, there's a bit of white paint. I think it's Far Cry that uses yellow. But
remember.
other games, and it's just kind of like showing you where to go, and it's like little clues, and you can get that away if you want to just like fully explore and figure it out yourself. And you can adjust any of them separately. So maybe if you're not like an amazing gamer and you don't want to have the enemies super tough, but you love puzzles, you can keep the combat at normal and crank the puzzle difficulty up. And I really like that because it lets you cater your experience based on what you want from this game. So I thought that was a really cool
was
addition.
It's really cool.
I did everything on normal just to like,
I
know
was
me, I'm just like
I was
vanilla.
considering making puzzles and exploration the hardest difficulty, but I was like, no,
Yeah.
I just want to play the game.
Yeah, I did it normal. In hindsight, if I were to go back, like obviously I know how the puzzles are solved now, but if I could go back, I might put the puzzle difficulty up a little bit just to like test myself. I purposely wouldn't use survival instincts when I was doing puzzles because I was like, I kind of want to figure it out. But occasionally I would click it just to like.
It's so hard to know. Like, speaking of difficulty, it's so hard to know when you turn up the difficulty on a game whether it's going to be a significant change in the gameplay loop or just like grindiness,
Well,
Yeah, and I don't want it to
Yeah,
turn into
for
that.
for
Yeah.
example, like it's actually a good example is Star Jedi Fallen Order. It has 3 or 4 difficulty levels, and each one you pick has 3 different sliders. It'll show your parry timing, your health, and force usage, something like that. And like the higher difficulty you go, the less time you have to parry, And
Okay, so it's like a smaller window to
yeah,
capitalize.
and the
Interesting.
easier difficulty, the more time you have to pay and
Sure,
stuff like
yeah.
that. So like it was a really good thing to show like the hard difficulty is this is what
Yeah,
changes.
instead of
That's
it
a
just
cool way
saying
of doing
it's
it.
harder, it's saying this is what's going to be harder.
Yeah.
I think more games should do that because like
I agree.
hard is subjective, right? Like different developers or different genres will have different meaning behind
Mhm.
It's
what is
like,
hard.
am I getting Dark Souls hard or am I getting like Legend of Zelda hard?
Yeah. So I Ethan took a little bit of damn.
Okay, come on, Dark Souls is
That's
like
true. It's a little harder than Legend of Zelda, Ethan. Come on.
made for you.
Yeah. Wow. And the platforming in this game is just so much fun. And there's a couple tombs that like are about platforming where you have to like activate a switch and then something moves and you have to like do it fast enough. So you have to like climb, rappel down, swing and stuff in a certain like time window. I love doing stuff like that. But yeah, I really enjoyed the game and get Game Pass so you can
I
play
will.
it. This guy's playing it. I played it. It's your turn.
Quick thought. I wish there were like Uncharted, Assassin's Creed, Tomb Raider. I wish some of these games went to like. Have you guys played Prince of Persia? Sands of Time.
I have not.
Yes.
Andre.
Good game.
I
Andre
played the
freaking
first
loved it.
one, yeah.
Anyways.
At the time.
I wish these games went to like an Arabian setting or a South
Uncharted
Asian
did.
setting. They did?
Uncharted 3. I'm
Okay.
pretty sure goes to who was
Yeah.
that explorer Lawrence? Fuck, what's his name?
Okay, cool. So the game is set there?
Yes, some sort of
Sure. Awesome.
middle yeah. Uncharted 3.
Okay.
Desert.
I don't know.
Assassin's Creed
I
goes
just-
to Egypt. Close.
Yeah. No, that counts. That counts.
Yeah.
That definitely counts. What I guess what I'm saying is maybe I just haven't played those games, but
Yeah.
I need to play more games that are. I don't know. I just find like my cultures are underrepresented.
Yeah. That's
So-
completely fair. And like this game dips into like Mayan and Incan culture and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And hey, if they make spin-offs, like that'd be cool. Like Laura finds out like
I would love
she goes
to.
through her dad's work and finds was on a trail for some hidden treasure and goes off
Like,
to get it or
in
something.
Istanbul or something, Constantinople. You know, like.
Don't get that song stuck in my head. Please don't. You say those two words in this song.
Too late.
God damn it. Yeah, no, I agree. It's definitely
like,
underrepresented.
Yeah, in the world of the Orient Express, like just all of that eastern area, like that'd be cool.
Yeah. Hey, who knows? Tell Square Enix, be like, yo, your game's
The thing is,
sick.
I don't know if it would sell well, right? I don't know how willing people would be to buy that kind of
You
thing.
have to make I'm pretty sure it could sell well. It just
Wouldn't like.
Honestly,
you
I
need
think
to
it would
make
depend on.
the characters and story compelling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think a location will make or break a
No.
game. As long as the stuff
Yeah.
around it is good, I think
And
you
I-
could sell
yeah,
any.
exactly.
You could
And that's what
arguably sell
matters.
any location.
Yeah, that's what matters. The game has to be good. I don't
Yeah.
want it to be like. This is the setting for the sake of the setting.
Yeah,
you know,
and here's
just
like half-ass gameplay and stuff
hamming
just
it
to
in.
want to get you there.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
not about that.
but if you take like a well-developed game and put it, arguably almost anywhere, I think it could do well as long as the gameplay and the story and the characters are well.
Because I remember playing
designed.
Prince of Persia, and those are some of my fondest memories.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll ever reboot it because I mean, Tomb Raider got the reboot in 2013.
They tried
wonder-
rebooting it, didn't work out so well.
Did they?
Prince of Persia is like I feel like it's too old for now. They've got the dude is always. It wouldn't work in today's.
You don't think so?
I mean, they would have to change a lot
Just-
of the character of the prince.
Quickly
That's
on
fair.
Ubisoft games, Ubisoft hired back the original Splinter Cell creative director.
I saw
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. So
Dun dun dun.
Sam Fisher incoming, hopefully.
Splinter Cell with loot. Right?
No.
That's what Ubisoft
Why
does.
would you?
No,
do that?
well, I was telling
Every game has loot, right?
I was
That's-
telling Brad at Tim Hortons before you came. Ubisoft is restructuring their editorial team, whatever they call their high team that like decides creating decisions between all the games.
Oh, okay.
Previously, they had like a couple people making decisions for all the games.
Mhm.
That's why like
Oh,
all the
interesting.
games
That's
felt
very
like
interesting.
samey.
Yeah.
Now they're changing that up. So
Good.
like they'll still have the same team, but there'll be more voices and different
Good.
voices. So
Good.
like maybe we should not have 4 games that play almost the exact same way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
I'm
two
glad that
little
they're
bits,
realizing that. And all it
yeah.
took was the death of Ghost Recon. F in the chat.
Hopefully, Breakpoint
Gotcha.
bring they've done
They definitely
proven
want
with
to.
Rainbow Six Siege that
Yeah,
they
they
can
have.
true.
They have.
they can take a game and then basically revive it.
Yeah.
I have the same faith of Breakpoint because I would like to see that game succeed if they
Plus,
go
it's got
down
John Bernthal, man.
the survival path. I
True.
want survival in that
Yeah.
game.
Especially because like you and I were also talking about how like when they first showed the game, they had you like covering yourself in mud and like
Yeah.
crawling through. Like they had all this survival stuff, and then afterwards, like they didn't tell anybody about all these like loot division stuff that they
Yeah.
threw in.
I feel like that'd be too tedious for most people. Survival elements like
I
that.
think it depends on how much you put in, and how much you could turn off.
True.
Like how we're
options?
talking about like the 50 sliders, like
Mm,
how survivally do you want it? Like, do you just want like I want to be able to cover myself in mud and like
Interesting.
treat injuries,
yeah.
or do you want to do all that plus you have to sleep or you get too tired, you have to eat stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
I don't think you can get that intense in a mainstream game because then it gets too niche of a product.
But having that as an option definitely would be
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. And
Like
then
how
letting you
Fallout New
cater it.
Vegas did that. Like you could play hardcore survival mode where like you don't have to
I never
do
did
it,
that.
but like
Me neither.
you would only get you have to drink water, you have to sleep, you have to
Yeah.
eat, that kind of stuff like that. They did that. It was an option in the
Also,
game.
it's very hard
Yeah.
to balance that because I remember trying that and it was so tedious.
It's supposed to be hard, right?
Yeah.
Hard
Yeah.
tease, I want to call it.
That's true.
But so I guess I start off with 2 bits of news. Want to move into
Want to hit up with the E3 stuff first?
sure. So
Two big companies with completely opposite ideas about E E3.
so PlayStation or Sony is pulling out once again of E3.
Will we ever see them again?
I don't know. But then Microsoft as Xbox is
Immediately we're like,
confirming they're going to be back.
Well,
but at the same time, they have their own theater away from the convention center.
yeah.
So
I mean,
like,
Sony did
they're-
last time they were there
They're
too,
kind
didn't
of
they?
there. They're kind of not at the Microsoft theater for Xbox stuff. But
Yeah.
like, I really think like Sony. I think Sony not being there is kind of a mistake, especially in a year where new hardware is releasing.
That's why this surprised me so much. Is because like last year, they didn't have a lot coming up. They had already shown their cards,
Mhm.
and like we were just kind of waiting for these titles to come out. So I got that. But this year, like Nick said, PS5's coming out. Like, is this not the year you want all eyes on you?
Maybe
Yeah,
they're
so-
like, we just have no faith in
like,
E3.
Yeah.
Like back in 2013, they did their own event revealing the PS4, but that revealed the console. Then E3 they showed games, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Microsoft did the same thing with
Yeah,
the
so-
Xbox One.
I don't.
Yeah.
They want to host their own bigger event, but I feel like Sony's had very mixed ways of presenting information lately. It's like they either do these weird state of plays where like they show like
I really don't like the state of
they
plays.
show nothing or like they
Yeah.
show the worst things ever.
Hey, the most recent one showed off Resident Evil 3 remake. Let's not
Alright.
completely hate.
True.
And then like they have their PlayStation blog updates. It was like who reads the PlayStation blog, right?
Yeah.
Like E3 is like your big main ticket
Yeah, it's like
event.
a cultural
It's like-
touchstone in gaming. So
Like all the mainstream news gets there. Like yeah, you can have your own event, like
Mhm.
reveal the PlayStation 5, but like I don't know. I just think
no,
it's-
you're right.
I
You're
think it's
right.
weird because like, but also at the same time, like E3 is going to try to go a different direction, and there's a whole like scandal last year.
Yeah,
the
yeah, they
whole
are.
Where they released
journal-
like 2,000 journalist information. Yeah, that was bad.
but like apparently E3 is gonna go like more social media and influencer based way. Like they're calling these things like activations.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell that actually is.
Buzzwords, dude.
But it's like
You're the social media dude. Come on, Nick.
I have to go talk to other people about this stuff.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nick
I
needs
lear-
to Nick needs to talk to his sources.
I learned from other people about these things,
Yeah.
man. But like it's maybe they just don't see the value in E3 anymore. And I heard the reason why they don't see it anymore is because Sony leadership is now mostly European based
Mm.
instead of North American.
Oh.
So like theory is that maybe
Interesting.
Gamescom, which is a bigger
Yeah,
bigger
Yeah.
event than
yeah,
E3, might be a place they show more presence. But like who knows, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I
Interesting.
don't know the business behind it. I don't know if this is a good move or a bad move. Obviously Sony thinks it's a good move. But I think I'm just genuinely bummed because I just love the spectacle that E3 is, where all game companies pretty much come together and we just get to see new shit from everyone. Like the week of E3 as a gaming enthusiast is just so joyous because it's just surprise announcements, titles you've been looking forward to seeing gameplay of, all this cool stuff, and you're just sitting there and you get to absorb all the goodies
Yeah.
and all the goodness that is gaming. And with companies kind of dropping out and spreading out their events, I mean, yeah, we'll get to see it, but there's no like huge spectacle week long, just like awesome time for games anymore.
Unless
if this
Walmart Canada
continues.
happens.
I will say
True.
my E3 experience in the last half a decade has been a little soured because for me, a lot of it is like, oh, you see a sick trailer, and then there's like little to no gameplay, or like the gameplay is completely different.
Yeah.
And
There
they,
ha-
and
there
a-
have been
and
a
that's
few games that
and
have
and
pulled
that's not
that.
just a bit of it. I feel, anyways. I feel like that's a lot of it. And so, I don't know, E3 before used to be, you're right, it used to be this thing where you would just take it all in.
Yeah.
But now you can't just do that because you don't know if it's going to be real, or at least I can't trust.
Yeah, we live in a world where companies have kind of misled us,
right?
Or led us to believe
So,
certain things.
Maybe this Gamescom thing, if it turns out, isn't a bad thing. Maybe there's competition between these events, and I don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean, competition can bring
I don't
out
know.
stuff
but the
for
reason
sure.
why like E3 is like, I don't know if it's like needed, but like ESA, the company that like
owns E3, right?
they run
They run
E3. They kind of like help the ESRB. They're kind of like a government body for like video games, right? They
Mhm.
kind of like do all the lobbying stuff for video games. All the revenue comes from E3, or at least
True.
a majority of it.
True.
So like if E3 goes, the ESA goes,
Yeah.
kind
Yeah.
of thing. But also,
Interesting.
going back to Xbox, did you guys hear how like the first like year to year and a half there's gonna be no Xbox Series X exclusives?
Yeah, which means Infinite's coming on the One.
Which they did already announce that.
Oh, I definitely wasn't paying attention then.
Wait,
They announced that
what?
when they first announced Infinite, but like
Yeah.
there's not for the first year to year and a half of Xbox Series X, like the new console coming out at the end of this year, there's gonna be no like actual exclusives for that new console. They're all gonna be on Xbox One, Xbox One X, Xbox One S, and Xbox Series X.
That's weird. That's all I gotta say. I don't know what's going on.
I
there.
love that idea.
You like it?
Yes,
Why?
because then it doesn't like immediately go, you didn't buy our new console day one, sucks to be you.
But
Okay.
then at the same time,
But I hope that we don't get what happened with Destiny 1. Because Destiny 1 was released on both the PS3 Xbox 360 and the PS4 Xbox One.
Mm-hmm.
And they purposely had limitations in both versions because the older gen consoles couldn't keep up. And I do not want Microsoft to hold back games to include it. That's my fear.
with this new generation of consoles that your graphics might look a little better, but it's really the CPU power that's going to be massively boosted. Because right
Mhm.
now consoles are running like mobile processors.
Yeah.
So like this is the first time like consoles will be on like a proper desktop PC CPU. So that's a lot of more computing power for developers to work on consoles. I just don't know how you're gonna downgrade. Like, how do you upgrade? How you downgrade games?
Yeah.
I don't.
It's a lot more work.
That's
like,
what
I,
I'm
like I
concerned
know
about.
it's like they say no like first party exclusives will be on there, but like I get you don't want to leave
Are
any.
they gonna be third-party games exclusives?
I'm pretty
It's
sure
probably gonna be like up to
third
the devs.
third party will be like we're moving the new consoles
Yeah.
because like why would they want to develop backwards?
So no
So
Forza, no.
no
none.
Forza's
Forza's first party.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So no Forza on exclusive,
Yeah.
right?
Forza will still come out on like
It's
the
still
Xbox One.
yeah, Xbox One. It sounds
Because I think
like.
Microsoft wants to do good. Like I think the message behind this and the thought behind this is they want to do good by their fan base, and I get that. But yeah, like if I find out that Infinite was like purposely held back doing a couple ambitious things because they wanted to make sure the Xbox One players could still play it, I'm gonna be pretty
Well,
upset.
you gotta realize, like,
Yeah.
Infinite was originally being designed with Xbox One.
Yeah.
Like, that's when they first designed the game. So now they're gonna up the developing to Xbox Series X, or you're getting the same game across all platforms.
Yeah.
That was originally designed for the One.
I think this will hurt the sales a little bit because no one's gonna be lining up to buy this thing because there's no exclusives. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
want to get the new system for the new game only on the new system. But maybe we don't live in that world anymore.
But Microsoft's already shown with like bringing like the Game Pass and bringing
Yeah,
games to
maybe we
Switch and
don't live in
stuff
that
that
world
they're
anymore.
willing to take a hit for
Mhm.
like good publicity and good fan
Yeah.
perception of them. So this is just kind of continuing that vision where
Sure.
they're willing to probably take a financial hit just to show that they're there and they care about the gamers. So, but yeah, it'll definitely be interesting to see how big this affects it because like so many people don't need to go and get that to touch
Mhm.
Infinite
Like,
anymore.
when I heard, I was considering like, because I know Infinite's coming to Windows 10 PCs or PCs, right?
Mhm.
Whatever. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, do I really have a reason to go and get a Series X day one?
Yeah.
Or even like in the first few
No,
months?
again,
I
we
think,
talked about this. a
yeah,
little
we
bit.
talked about this where it's like we're probably not the people
No.
who that console's for.
Like, if I'm looking at it, I know I love my Xbox games or consoles, but if I saw what PlayStation's bringing out first party exclusives on launch, I might buy PS5 day one.
Yeah,
That would be my
because you have a
go-to.
PC that has the Microsoft launcher.
Yeah. So like, if let's say they announce Horizon Zero Dawn 2 for PlayStation 5,
You're probably buying it.
I'm planning buying it.
Yeah,
Right.
that's true.
Fair enough.
I'd be in the same boat. Like if I already have a system that can play these Xbox games, I don't need to have a new Xbox.
I'm getting a PS4 first. That's what I'm getting first. So I can play all the.
Thing
But why?
is,
No, why would you? PS5
PS5's
has to be backwards compatible.
backwards
Oh,
compatible.
what?
So
Yeah.
this is the same debate I had. Is that you have to decide:
True.
do you want to get a PS5,
Yeah.
which will cost a lot more,
Mhm.
but you'll have all old and new, or do you want to get a PS4?
No, you get the PS5.
because the
right?
PS4 will be dirt cheap once the PS5 comes out.
Well,
So it's really
Uh,
what you can
true.
afford. But
Yeah.
if you can afford it, I'd go
You
PS5.
probably go for PS5.
Yeah,
it's not
because you future proof, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. I guess closer to E3. But I definitely am bummed out about this news. I'm sure Sony, they might even come out with more of their like own hosted events. Like even Microsoft's kind of done that a little bit with the Xbox event they had at London a few months ago. Like Sony's probably gonna have some events and stuff. But
It sucks because Sony is one of the people who does their like they put on a show.
yeah.
Nintendo doesn't really
Well,
put
the
on
last
a show.
time they were at E3, they had that one where like they went to a different studio for
Yeah.
each game. Where
Yeah,
they went
yeah,
to, like
yeah.
that was so cool.
It was.
And it's like stuff like that we're not gonna see anymore.
yeah.
So it's definitely
Oh, wow.
definitely down. It'll be interesting to see what the ESA does to kind of like, because they know this is gonna
Well,
hurt them,
they
right?
want it to be. They want to invite more people in, but like
Yeah.
they need to get those bodies in the
You're gonna-
convention center.
You're gonna
but
have to give them reason to want to come now.
Then
You
same
lost
time
one of
it's
the big
like-
guys.
how do you do that when PlayStation's not there?
Yeah.
Right.
How do you be like, yo, still come even though one of the big people in this industry is gone? Like,
Nice.
well, we mentioned a couple games there, so let's do that news first. We were talking about Halo.
Yeah.
We have a bit of Halo news.
Mhm.
Halo CE will begin their first public flight in February.
It was supposed to be January, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna hold any faith in that because they delayed and
You think it might get delayed again?
canceled flights several times during
Fair
the
enough.
Reach
And,
flights.
and I think this is kind of like the problem where this is kind of like the damned
Oh.
if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah.
Because if you give a date and then can't make it, then you've got people who are like, oh, man,
True,
we are looking
true.
forward to the flight. But then if you don't say anything, people are like, yo, what's going on?
Why is it taking them so long?
Obviously, they're running into more issues than they thought. Because even Reach came out and there's a lot of audio issues that they were
That's
dealing with,
my
right?
question. I guess, yeah.
But I mean, they even specified that Halo CE would be short after Reach because
Yep.
Halo CE literally had a PC version. So a lot of the stuff that they had to change from
Mhm.
console had already kind of been done.
I think with.
But
Do you think they're trying to get the anniversary edition on PC?
I would assume so. So
Probably,
that could
yeah.
be it because the anniversary edition was technically part
That's
of
what
MCC.
That's what I
Mhm.
assume they're trying to do.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm in no rush. I've played these games multiple times.
I'm just afraid they're gonna run out of money. Because
There's no way Microsoft gives up on this.
Microsoft's not running out of money.
No.
No way.
This.
Okay,
will-
so they're just gonna bite the bullet. Like,
well, technically,
what if development costs go over what they make?
I'm
Or so-
pretty sure
the
they
thing is,
You
already
can
already-
buy this thing for $40.
I was gonna say they've
know?
already sold MCC, so I think if they just stop making it, that's a
MCC,
lawsuit.
like the entire package
True. Yeah.
was one of the top selling games on Steam. It when
Oh, okay.
when you pre-order it.
Yeah.
Which just goes to show how good old Halo is. Not to knock the new ones, but like anyone will come
Like,
back for
people
Halo.
have been begging for Halo PC for fucking like million years now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like
yeah.
when they found out the chance to get it, it skyrocketed a top seller.
Yeah, it did.
So,
The way I look at it is we've waited years. What's a few more months?
Fair enough.
But hopefully, they can stick to the schedule, and we might even see Halo C coming out end of February, early March.
Do you think the next games will also be slow like this, or because I thought once Reach was done, it was gonna be like bam, 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 bam.
I don't think so. Like I think Halo CE and 2 already have the PC background.
Yeah, they should be faster. Although 2 also has the anniversary
Yeah.
edition, so that could
Oh yeah, and the 2. Yeah, I'm excited for the 2 anniversary edition.
So
one of the best.
Imagine
games
when they
ever.
come out with 3, they're just like, yo guys, 3 anniversary edition, no big deal.
they already missed 10
I know.
years.
Yeah.
2 anniversary edition. I don't care what anyone is one of, if not like the best, like I guess reboot or remaster of a game.
Ever.
Like the multiplayer felt so freaking good.
Yeah, it
It was. It actually might even be my favorite iteration of like Halo,
Multiplayer?
like multiplayer. Like it just felt so crisp. Like
Yeah,
I
it's up
like it.
there.
It feels better than 5.
It's up there.
And then the blur cinematics, bro. Those cuts. Imagine if Halo 3 got that treatment.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, dude, that'd be nuts. But yeah, so I guess we'll just keep your eyes open for
Yeah.
that, and obviously, if you want to apply for it. And one thing about the flight, it's going to be testing campaign, multiplayer, customization, and progression. So it's not like separate things.
Yep.
It's the game.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then another game you mentioned, Horizon Zero Dawn. There was a rumor that came out a little while ago, and it's come back out again. And Kotaku is saying that this is real.
The
So-
Jason Schreier.
I believe it was
So
him.
Jason Schreier is most likely
He was
real.
definitely on Twitter talking about it. I don't know if he wrote the specific
Okay.
article, but yeah, he's extremely reliable source. But there's a rumor that Horizon Zero Dawn will be coming to PC. It runs on the same engine as Death Stranding, I believe, and
I'm excited.
that's why where the rumor first started, because Death Stranding's coming to PC.
Well, because Kojima used the Gorilla's engine.
Yeah. This is huge if this happens, because it makes you wonder, does Sony realize that like Microsoft's doing really well in the PC market and they need to get in there?
Yeah.
Because Sony, they've never really like
Mhm.
done anything PC that I know of with their games.
Other than PS
And
Now.
yeah,
That's a streaming service.
yeah, which I heard wasn't the greatest. Um and they're not doing their own launcher. Like things come Death Stranding's coming to Steam and Epic, right?
Yeah, well, Death Stranding was never originally built as a PlayStation exclusive. It was always meant to come to PC eventually.
Okay. Well, I guess for this one, it was an exclusive, or
Yeah.
still is, because it's not confirmed yet. But unless Sony like surprises us and says, "Hey, now we're launching the PlayStation launcher. This is going to come on something like Steam or Epic, where another company's taking a cut." And it's just really interesting why Sony, who's winning the console market right now, is doing this, because they technically don't need to, unless they have realized that the PC market is something that's so big that they can't really ignore anymore.
Maybe they're like, we'll just beat Microsoft here too.
It's
Yeah.
also just putting your game in the hands of more gamers, and
Yeah.
that just means more sales.
And I'm all for this, because as somebody who doesn't have a PS4, there is a huge list
If I
of
could
games.
get God of War and
Yeah,
Uncharted.
I want God of War. I want Uncharted 4.
You're probably not getting God. Like
yeah,
how Microsoft's doing their thing.
Yeah,
you're probably
yeah.
not gonna get like
Halo.
Horizon
those
and
big ones.
Horizon being
Yeah.
exclusive and God of War are kind
they're
of
a
different.
little different.
But still, like if we could even get like a taste of some of these, like even maybe Spider-Man eventually coming to
Yeah.
PC, right? Like that would be awesome, because these are games that I want to play and I can't.
Honestly, I think Spider-Man coming to PC would hurt console sales more than Horizon Zero Dawn would.
Yeah, well, Spider-Man's a lot newer too. And this also might mean that if Horizon Zero Dawn, they confirmed that they're making it a sequel to Horizon Zero?
Nope.
Okay. If they do, potentially a PC launch. Maybe this is to like drive some hype and everything before, and then maybe, who knows, maybe within a year, like maybe this launches
They
and
make an
then they
announcement.
go, hey, second one's coming out, right? That's a perfect way to get people excited on a new
They could.
platform, right? But I really hope that this comes out to be true, and it most likely will, because like Nick said, he's an extremely reliable source. And if so, I'm buying the shit day one, because I've played like an hour or so at Robert's house, and the game's so much fun. So good.
I don't say Schreier's a reliable source because like he leaked the entirety of like Assassin's Creed Syndicate, and Ubisoft blacklisted him.
Yeah. he has some really good sources, because like you should follow, or you don't use Twitter, but if you ever join the Twitter world, he should be somebody you follow if you want gaming news, because he's got like the ins on everything. All right, do we get into the juicy drama material this week?
Hashtag hose mad.
So, man, if you are a Smash Brothers fan, or just follow anybody who is involved in Smash Brothers, then this weekend was a rough or wild ride. So
I don't know anything, so tell me.
Thursday was the reveal of Character 5, the final character in the first DLC.
Oh yeah, Byleth. I watched like 10
yeah.
minutes of that.
And there's going to be more DLC now, but originally it was just going to be 5, and this is the final one. And the character they revealed is Byleth. You can either be male or female, similar to Corrin, similar to Robin, who is the main character in Fire Emblem Three Houses. There were a lot of rumors speculating about who it could be. A lot of people were saying Dante. Mind you, the one thing where a lot of people are like upset it's not Dante, there was no ever like evidence pointing towards Capcom saying Dante was coming. People just assumed it was that.
There's like 2 announcements from Devil May Cry and Nintendo on the exact same day around the exact same time.
Yeah.
Kind of like it's the coincidence timing.
So
being.
And Dante still could very well come into it. He was in PlayStation All Stars, so Capcom has already let a company use their IP for a fighting game. So I would not be surprised if he's one of the characters in the second DLC pack. But for people to be like, oh, I can't believe it's not Dante, like there was no hints for it. But anyway, so they revealed it was Byleth, and it was met with a lot of negativity. And it basically like, I don't. Did you like see all the memes I was posting, like the hose mad and like stuff like that?
I didn't get it though.
Okay, so Fire Emblem is the third highest represented game or series
Is it second
in
highest
Smash.
now?
it's tied with Pokemon.
Okay.
But like Pokemon has Pokemon Trainer, which people are like, it's 3 Pokemon. So
It's one.
yeah.
It's one
But
character.
so you've got Mario, obviously the first one, which is fine, and Pokemon second, which also like Pokemon's just a machine for Nintendo, so that makes sense. And then Fire Emblem is third. And the reason why it's met with a lot of hate, and I can agree with the hate about Fire Emblem having so many characters, is because most of them are very samey and just like they're almost all sword characters with a little
Sword characters are the best.
a couple of them being Echo Fighters, which means that their movesets are very, very similar to each other.
Like Chrom and Lucina.
Yeah, Chrom and Roy are Chrom is an Echo Fighter of Roy, Lucina is an Echo Fighter of Marth. So and even Chrom, Roy, and Marth, Lucina, they both still feel similar. Like you have Ike, who he's like his own, he's a heavy hitter. Robin, who uses a mix of magic and sword, so he's different. And then Corrin, who is like part dragon, so Corrin's different. But like those four are very samey. So when they showed off Byleth, people are like, great. Like there was all this hype. We got like Joker, we got Hero, we got Banjo, we got Terry Bogard, all these cool characters from cool things, and then you ended off with just like another sword character, like whoop-de-doo. So a lot of people were angry. They showed off the character, like before I dip into controversy, the character isn't just a sword character, and they actually like made a joke about it. They're like, oh, you're just another sword character. And it's like, but wait. And Byleth gets to use all 4 of the hero relics from the game: the bow, the lance, the axe, and the sword.
3 hero relics.
Hmm?
The 4th one's not really a hero relic. The axe is not a real hero relic.
Okay, whatever. All right,
Just point that
Mr. Technical.
Just point that out there.
To be
Lore
fair,
master.
if I was in your
If
shoes, I
it
would've
was
said that.
Hilda's axe, then yes, it is a
Yeah,
hero relic,
okay.
but it's not. It's
Okay.
Edelgard's axe, which is not a hero relic.
Okay, so 3 hero relics and a really badass axe. And the play style with it, you have different like I think it's linked to your B button. I can't remember.
Something like
Yeah,
that.
down B, side B, up B.
Yeah, and they all do like the
And
different
neutral B,
weapons will
yeah.
come out and stuff like that, which is really cool. And the character is really well representative, like for what Three Houses is. And I think on its own, if this wasn't a Fire Emblem character, people would have been like, this character is really cool. But because there's all the hate about like too many sword characters, when this was announced, you've just kind of got the backlash. But the for the DLC, the stage looks great. It takes place. The stage they have is the monastery, and it goes through 4 different areas, and each area will have different representatives from each house. So you'll have like one where it has like the blue lions. You'll have one where it's got the black eagles, golden deer, and then you have one which is the church, and it rotates every like 2.5 minutes.
Not the basement.
Not the basement. No, that's for later. But the stage is really cool. It's got 11 new tracks, which is awesome. 2 remixes. And Fire Emblem Three Houses has a sick soundtrack.
It is, and you cannot
It's
find anyone
so-
in America.
Yeah, it's so good. So
Not
they
even
have,
like an original song or anything.
No, you
OST
can't find
or-
any original songs at all
True.
in North America.
which is just such a shame because it's so good.
And all the ones that like people have like either like just ripped up or like made like their own version of, like they get copyright strike like
Oh.
immediately.
Yeah. But yeah, so we get 11 of these, 2 of them being remixes, which Smash is known to do. So that's really cool. And the characters got cool costumes that, they don't have Edelgard, Dimitri, or Claude, but they have the costumes that like make you look like them. So it's really a really well like done character, and it does justice to the game. And I think that Three Houses, with how well it sold, like it's one of the most popular, if not the most popular, like it might even be more popular than Awakening for the franchise. And so many people have played it, and it did so well this year. Like I think it was inevitable that this character came to Smash.
Sure.
And I am against the people, or not against, but I think that the people who complain about Byleth being in the game, like you should have known this was going to happen, and B, like I think it's a good character, and I think that they need to look past the fact that it's Fire Emblem and just look that it's a cool character. Where I take their side is I think the problem with Byleth coming out as another Fire Emblem character is that some of the characters that are from Fire Emblem in Smash shouldn't exist. And the problem is because you had Melee, where they introduced Marth and Roy, who Roy just felt like Marth, but like not as good. Like they weren't too, but I mean Smash was still finding its groove, so whatever. And then when Brawl came out, they dropped Roy, they kept Marth because Marth was the more popular, and they introduced Ike, which are different. That's cool. Then you have Smash 4, which kept Marth, and I think kept Ike.
Yeah.
Introduced Lucina.
Hmm.
Did it also introduce Robin, or was it just Lucina?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
It would have had to introduce Robin at
Because
that
Crom
point.
came in Ultimate. Crom wasn't in 4. But I can't remember. But Lucina
I think
for sure.
Robin was in 4.
Robin might have been in 4 as well. And then they brought Roy back as DLC. And basically what I'm getting at is that they didn't like keep adding characters. They kept rotating which Fire Emblem representatives would be in which game because they always wanted there to be a couple sword fighters. And I
Mhm.
think that worked perfectly. The problem they ran into is that when they were replacing some of these characters or changing them around, some of them felt the same. And it wasn't a big deal if you dropped Roy and brought Lucina in, because then you still have 2 sword fighters who are similar, but it's only still 2. But then when they had the whole everyone is here and they brought all of them back, then these characters that they interchanged and dropped in and out are now all in the same game. And that's where you run into the issue where they all feel pretty identical.
no
and you
one
get
says
burnt
like
out.
Captain Falcon and Ganondorf feel the same in Melee, or Fox and Falco.
Yeah, but I
Or-
think it's because of how many there are.
But at the same time, like for the DLC fighters, like you got 4 awesome characters and then 1 Fire Emblem fighter. Yes, it adds to the already massive cast of Fire Emblem fighters in the game, but like you said Joker, Banjo-Kazooie, Terry, and who else?
Hero.
Hero.
Were there any
4
other?
4 awesome characters, and you're getting 6 more DLC characters that could be anybody. Could be fucking
Yeah.
Steve from Minecraft.
It could
Can
be.
be
There's actually
fucking-
a pretty good. That's actually one of the
Could
top
be your next door
rumors.
neighbor for all you know, right? Like, sure,
Or-
complain all you fucking want about another Fire Emblem character being in the game, but you know what? Fire Emblem sells apparently. So suck it up. You want more Smash stuff? Fucking take it.
What were some of the
like-
other options that people were putting out there?
So people wanted Dante.
That was
which
just coincidence timing.
was just rumor. There was no actual hint to it. There's a lot of talk about Sora getting in from Kingdom Hearts, which
Lol.
I still think it will. I think both Dante and Sora will come in the next pass. There are some talks about Steve from Minecraft. You've got like the really out there rumors of like Master Chief. That's not gonna happen.
It might. You got
Just-
if Snake can
I
make it
get
in,
it, but like I don't know, Chief. Like if done well, I'm so excited if Chief made the game. But he would just I don't know if he would fit it.
he would be. I
It'd
think
just be weird.
I think if any character would work better, it'd be Arbiter. But the Chief is.
I mean, they put Arbiter in Killer Instinct. Remember that?
Yes.
Yeah.
But Chief is the mascot, and that's
Yeah.
that's who Halo's based around. So like, it could be done well if you mix up like the assault rifle, the sword, and the rocket launcher.
They
Or
better
the
use the
3
spanker, not the freaking new one.
whatever. But like, there's 6 more characters coming. You had 1 Fire Emblem character out of a possible 5, and the other 4 characters are pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like, Fire Emblem apparently sells.
Well,
So
Three Houses was just like an absolute machine.
like I said, if you want more Smash stuff, you fucking better deal with the devil.
Yeah.
Like, just take it, accept it. You lost. You
Yeah.
lost. Ho's
And
mad.
I'll
it
say
turned-
something a little rude. Just feel like this is the complaints of people who just with a lot of time and nothing better to do.
Maybe it was the most like downvoted like Smash video ever, and I mean,
Interesting.
obviously- And then you had like some people who were like, and again, this is all just like Twitter stuff, so obviously take it with a grain of salt. You had some people who were like doing my duty, downvote Sakurai's video and stuff like that. And then you had a whole bunch of Fire Emblem people coming back and being like, "Hoes are mad," and then it just turned into like all these memes of just like Fire Emblem pictures and stills of just them saying like "Hoes mad," and then
The
people getting
internet.
angry that immature people were, and it just, dude, I follow like a couple Smash people, but my freaking feed was just "Hoes mad," like so and so like this, so and so, and it's just like "Hoes mad" memes, people arguing, and it was a
But
clusterfuck.
What's funny is that the Fire Emblem people who are like doing all this Ho's mad stuff, they're 100% trolling the Smash community.
Yeah.
And the Smash community is falling hook, line, and sinker for it. It is great. It is
Yeah.
so fucking
It's
good.
Chaos. This is literally what
It's
Nick was made
so
for.
good.
And then you have like a bunch of people, and I did this in our Discord, although like it doesn't really matter, but like who were changing their profile pictures to Byleth to be like, yeah, fuck that. I changed my Discord picture as like just a joke, even though like it's just you guys, so it doesn't actually like show anything.
Should join a Smash Discord, but like
Just
Ho's,
repping.
hashtag Ho's
I'd
mad
probably
leave.
get kicked right away.
Be worth it.
But yeah, like I think that's the big issue is that you have when they brought everyone back, it's the samey characters all being together instead of them interchanging. That kind of makes Fire Emblem feel bad, but I don't think because of that they shouldn't have added Byleth.
But
Like Byleth needed to be in this game because A, Fire Emblem Three Houses did so well, and B, like she is one of the like most unique of the Fire Emblem characters, and I think if these Echo Fighters didn't exist, if they had ditched Chrom or Roy and ditched either Marth or Lucina, only kept one of them, I think it'd be a completely different
How
story.
dare you suggest they ditch Marth?
But like,
It'd be Lucina for sure. And another thing is,
fuck that.
I-
Ditch Marth.
I also think that another place where they kind of shot themselves in the foot, and again, hindsight's 2020, because like Sakurai didn't know this, like that, this was all going to happen when he was making Smash 4, right? I don't think Awakening should have had 3 representatives. That's too much from any one title in the series. They have Robin, Lucina, and Chrom. That's too much in my opinion. Lucina's literally just an Echo Fighter of Marth, and I get you put it in there to sell, but like she didn't need to be made. And like Chrom, you can argue, but he's really similar to Roy. I think they should have ditched both of them. Maybe keep Chrom because Chrom's like a huge fan favorite, but Robin because Robin is like a half spell, half sword, and actually I'd argue like 3/4 spell, 1/4 sword in Robin's gameplay, and I think that's where the issue lies is previous characters, and it's not that. But unfortunately, because of all them existing, the reception of Byleth is so negative. Also, I think that they probably shouldn't have ended the 5 DLCs on Byleth. Maybe put Byleth in the middle and ended on something like Terry Bogard, or ended on something like Hero, or ended on something like Banjo. Obviously, keep Joker because opening with big is just as good as closing on a big note.
Whatever.
And stuck him in the middle. But again, at the end of the day, it's a character. The only thing that bothers me is when like people are like going out and like going to attacking Sakurai on Twitter personally and being like, "What the hell are you doing? Like, how could like, dude? It's one character of 80 in an entire roster. You're getting 6 more. Like, it's okay to be disappointed. It's okay to not be okay, like to not like it. But like, don't attack a developer. This man has literally like been working nonstop since development of things started. He's now making 6 more characters, which they didn't plan, to keep this game going for 2 years. It's hard to get a developer to keep updating a game for 2 years. Like most developers are like, hey, here's our game, here's a couple months of DLC or content drops, and then we're gonna move on to something else. This guy's still working for another year. Like, be upset, that's fine, but don't attack like the developers. That's just. But again, I'm talking to irrational Twitter people, so
I was mad.
And Ho's mad. But the character alone like looks super awesome. They also showed a couple new outfits, which are cool. They have Altair for the meat because they have like meat outfits you can get.
Oh yeah,
for your
and
meat
I
fighters.
saw
Altair and Cuphead,
That one, Cuphead
which
was
is
pretty cool.
Cuphead is the gunner. Looks so good.
I'll tell you which one got me excited. The Mega Man one.
Mega Man ones, yeah. They got Mega Man X and Mega Man EXE,
They got the
which I don't know what that means. I guess just a different iteration
it's
of
the
Mega Man.
It's the Mega Man from
It's Mega Man and Mega Man executable.
it's the Mega Man from Network Battles.
Okay,
you guys
that
ever
makes
played
sense.
Network Battles?
I have not, but that makes sense.
Such great games. Nick, you know?
Don't know.
The one person who can be angry is Matthew's brother Ian, because the one issue with Byleth coming out, it kind of contradicts something that Sakurai said a year ago, and that was when Smash came out, they didn't put Rex in, who was the main character from Xenoblade 2. You have Shulk from Xenoblade 1, and the excuse was, and remember, Smash came out in 2018 December. Xenoblade came out in 2017, Xenoblade 2, and the excuse was there wasn't enough time between the two games like coming out, like they were too far into development to make Rex a character. Three Houses came out in June or July, and they've already made Byleth, but they still haven't made Rex. Rex also, I think, will be a character in the DLC thing, but it kind of contradicts Sakurai saying the time thing. So the one person who I can say is allowed to be super angry is Ian, because he's a huge Xenoblade fan, and he kind of got screwed over by them shafting Rex and letting Byleth move over. But
Nah.
to Ian, maybe your
Nah.
game should have done better.
Nah.
Just,
Ian, you're wrong. You're
but,
so wrong. Xenoblade sucks.
hey, I'm excited for the
Right.
HD remake that's coming out.
Just like Metroid.
Why
It's dead.
every week? At least it's not Star Fox. I shouldn't complain. I should let him focus his hate on Matthew, and let me not be in the
I
fire.
don't focus on Matthew. Just on his favorite things.
I mean, yeah, I guess. But yeah, that was the Smash drama. Are you good, sir?
Yeah, I'm good.
I don't think you are.
I'm pretty good. Just
Um,
a little tired.
to continue on with the Fire Emblem news, Wave 4 also got announced.
Yeah, them
day.
basement bloggers are being
Yeah,
revealed.
so
What?
Okay, so
you go into detail. You just got Sean's like, what's happening?
All right, so there's new expansion pack for Fire Emblem coming out. 3 houses are coming out February 13th.
Yep.
It's called the Cindered
Shadows.
Shadows. It is introducing the Ashen Wolves house, which is a house that lives in
An
the
entirely just new
So
house.
take this: Fire Emblem 3 houses, 4 houses.
That's really cool.
5 houses plus a basement.
Yeah.
So under Garrick Mock is a basement, obviously, and in this basement houses the Ashen Wolves, which is a secret 4th house that like kind of shun the outside world, and
They're kind of like the rejects.
so like the outside world shunned them,
Slytherin.
and they shunned them back,
Yeah.
and for some reason they got revealed to your character. And what's cool is that this is not actually part of the main game; it's a side story you play. So the thing is, you play as your character, or whoever character you want. You make a new character for it, and you get in your party. You get the 3 house leaders: Hilda, Linhardt, and Ash.
Oh, it's
So
just like a contained
it's like its
campaign.
own time story. And once
Yeah.
you beat it, you unlock these characters for the respective houses. Like the whoever there's 4 of them you get, and they each go into a different house. I can't remember which one goes into which house, but the one
So does
guy
one go to the church?
maybe the guy at the hero relic fists.
Hmm.
But so yeah, like it introduces 4 new characters, and they all have their own support scenes that go. I think they all have up to S support with both wild characters.
Yeah, and some other characters, I
Some
believe,
characters.
too.
But it's really cool because I think it introduces also a couple new classes in the game as well. Like in the trailer, it showed Constance, one of the new characters, being a flying magic user, which hasn't been shown yet. And there's kind of rumor that in some form of DLC in the new year, we get 4 new classes. But they haven't really said much beyond like these are the 4 characters. It's its own side story, and you unlock them for the main game.
So
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if this DLC will also introduce the new classes or not, or if these classes are just specific, unique to these characters, which kind of suck because like these new
Mhm.
classes sound really cool, and there's also because there's some returning classes in previous games. So I'm excited for this DLC,
And it's definitely
Yeah.
the biggest of any of the
Yes.
stuff they've
Sounds
added
like it.
on
Yeah,
since
yeah.
it.
and they've been teasing this like Abyss thing since like the DLC with Anna when it came out. It's like, oh yeah, underneath the church there are these Abyss or Abyssians that like they're told they should be eliminated. So I'm not entirely sure if like that's what they're talking about or this is something different.
Yeah. But yeah, it's so cool that it's like its own contained story, and it's not just like a little bit of an
That's
add-on.
the right way to do DLC.
Yeah, and then on top of it, once you beat it, like Nick said, you get
Yeah.
to have these characters in your mainline game when you do another playthrough. So
Mhm.
I'm really excited for this DLC. I've been wanting to get the expansion pass for a while, but I've been waiting for
I
like
think
the big DLC before I buy it. So I'm gonna be buying it
I think
before the
it's
13th.
Yuri goes to Blue Lions, Constance is Black Eagle, and Happy is Golden Deer.
Have you finished
Okay.
all of your 3-4 playthroughs or whatever? 5
About
playthroughs.
halfway through my Blue Lions one.
So that's your
That's his
third.
third one, yeah.
Okay.
My
And
third
then you
one,
have
yeah.
another one or 2 more.
My
Black
fourth
Eagles
one,
has 2 routes.
my 4th one will be doing choosing the Black Eagle house, but choosing the church route.
Okay.
I don't know if I can do it.
I'm gonna do it just for the principle,
Oh.
doing all 4 routes.
Maybe you learn stuff.
Yeah, it definitely would be beneficial.
Well,
It's just-
each path you learn something different about like
Yeah,
the
exactly.
world. Like in the first path, you learn something about the history of the church and like what they've done. The Golden Deer one, you learn about some more history of the church and like the nature of some things in the world. And I'm curious to learn what you learn in the Blue Lions one.
Three Houses is such a good.
It's a
There's just so
fantastic
much
game.
packed into it.
Game of the year, just like Animal Crossing will be this year.
Speaking of Animal Crossing, a game that got delayed and is now coming out this spring. There have been 4 delays.
Yeah, a bunch of delayed games.
Yeah, it seems like a domino effect that has been
Mhm.
going on. So we had Final Fantasy VII Remake, which got delayed, although this one is probably the most minor. It got pushed from March to April 10th. So that's not a big deal, but it is a delay. Big one, and I know this one hurts you the most. Cyberpunk 2077 got pushed back.
3 months or something? 4 months?
Longer than that. It was supposed to come out
September.
in March, or no, it was supposed to come out in April. It's now coming out September 17th. So
Good luck, CG Product Red.
I guess it's about 4 months. And I mean, like, I'm not gonna come out and say like I can't believe they're delaying it. I'm all for this because if they think they need a bit more polish, I'm more than willing to wait. But it just sucks that like so many of these games seem to be getting delayed. Avengers, which is the game Nick was talking about a little earlier. That I don't blank on the studio's name.
Crystal Dynamics.
Thank you.
Right.
Is working on that. Got pushed back until September 4th. That was also supposed to come out this April or May. I'm not surprised about that one getting pushed back though.
That one
To
looked
be
the
perfectly
roughest.
honest. Yeah, its E3 showing was decent. So I'm not surprised that
The
one.
showings afterward were a lot better.
Yeah, E3 definitely they didn't do the best job showing it. And then another one, which I know Ethan's upset will be tilted about, and you will be,
Yeah.
is Dying Light 2. You probably, because you played the first one, so I think I'm the only one here who hasn't finished it. So Dying Light 2 got pushed back, and that one is a to be determined. They just said they need more time. They haven't come out with an actual release yet. And again, you know, we're all for that, but it kind of sucks when you're looking forward to something. Ethan's like, screw it. And it you want unfinished? Yes. Ethan wants this early access. So yeah, what do you guys think about this? Like, good news in the sense that you're going to get a finished product, but like, sucks.
I mean, like, if I didn't have other things to play, I'd be like, whatever. But I always have League of Legends and Destiny 2 to take my time.
Yeah.
I'm still playing The Witcher 3. I mean, like, I got games to play. And Animal Crossing comes out soon. I want to get that Tokyo Mirage game.
Yeah, that's right. That
as-
also had a new
As
trailer.
fucking weebish as it is, I want it.
I'm not gonna lie. I watched the trailer. Like, I showed you the other one, and then I
Yeah.
watched the other one. I'm like, dude, I want this game.
Sucks for the developers.
Yeah,
So
it's definitely tough. And it's funny because we talked about about spring being like super stacked with what games were coming out, and how March was like a huge month. And it's funny that all the big games coming out this spring were games that got delayed from last year, and then all the games that are supposed to be coming out this spring got pushed because like even Last of Us
Mhm.
got delayed, right?
yeah.
So now the big games that are coming out in the next few months are going to be Animal Crossing, Ori Will of the Wisps, Doom Eternal. All three of those games were supposed to come out earlier. So it just seems like everything's kind of getting shifted a couple months. So,
That's fine.
but like you said, there's still games coming out, and there's still gonna be stuff to take our time. So it's not like everything's gone and there's nothing coming out. But yeah,
I really wanna-
Are you bummed about Cyberpunk a lot,
I
or
hope,
are you kind of like, I've waited long enough? What's a few
bro,
more
I've been waiting
months?
for this game forever. At this point,
2013 when
I'm
they
just
first showed
like-
it off, right?
yeah, I'm just
See,
like,
this game actually it will exist. Unlike another game you're excited about.
I don't have any expectations. I'm not on any hype trains or anything,
You're just looking forward to it coming out.
and I'll try it
Fair.
then.
But
Delays mean crunch for developers.
yeah, and that's another thing. Kotaku also had an article about that, about how, especially it was about CD Projekt Red, I
Yep.
think in particular, and about how this means like developing hell and a lot of voluntary.
Yeah,
I say
yeah.
that with quotes, overtime and crunch and shit like that, and it's tough because you know it's a very, very intense, you know, job to have with a lot of very high
Mhm.
demands from
Yeah.
the publishers who want these games out. So it's rough. But
Honestly, if they're paying these people, I think overtime is as a necessary evil for people to be paid. I love them overtime.
Sure it
when
is.
I get it,
Yeah,
but like, if they're paying these guys overtime, more companies should be going out of business.
it's true
Like, why-
because some of these people probably make pretty good hourly wage, and then if you're putting overtime on that,
their salaries
like
aren't
when
probably
I
too bad
talked
either.
Yeah.
to Ophelia about her marketing, I'm like, you know, I'd say it jokingly, knowing that like they would go out of business if this happened. Like, you should get overtime pay, but if any marketing company got overtime pay, they'd be done in like a month.
yeah,
Some of these the story she tells me is that some of these people like working till like 3 a.m. the next morning, like trying to get shit done, is ridiculous. Like, it's since I know firsthand accounts of stories of crunch and like all that shit from like not necessarily in the same industry, but like
It's crunch though.
it's
Yeah.
still ridiculous. Like, she tells me stuff like, yeah, one person was in the office till like 10 p.m. I'm like, and she lives in Oshawa. I'm like, what the fuck is she doing? Go home.
yeah.
Like,
Like
You
I-
can work from home, can't you not?
I'm in the like, and this is another thing that came out with a lot of developers when that we talked about it last year. That union was coming out about for like gaming developer rights and stuff like that when they were trying to force how many hours and stuff like that. Is because a lot of people, a lot of companies who had the excuse, look, you're making video games for a living. You should be thankful you have this job. Work
Sure.
crunch, and that's the worst thing. It doesn't. There's no such thing as you should be like. Yes, it's great to love your job, but it's still a job, and you still deserve to have some downtime for yourself mentally and physically.
Yeah.
And you probably have a family or you have
Uh-huh.
other stuff you need to do. And I don't believe in this. If you love your job, you should be expected to
Sacrifice.
work overtime all the time and sometimes not get paid for overtime just because you like this job. Just put in the extra hours and do it and shut up. Like, I really don't like that mentality.
Some people will probably be willing to do that.
Yeah, although I guarantee those people will get burnt out eventually.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't. If it's the odd shift where it's like I got to stay a couple hours to help out, that's fine. But if it's like every day, stay 2 hours longer and I'm not going to pay you, that's where it becomes a problem. And I don't like that model. And unfortunately, like you said, a lot of these developers are still. It's a struggle. It's becoming more vocal that it's happening, but
Here's my main issue with it. I don't mind so much that people are up at insane hours and sacrificing physical and mental health. It's the fact that they're not being compensated for it.
yeah.
That's the thing, you're not being compensated for it.
That's my biggest
And they're
issue
told
with it.
because you love this job, you should be okay with it.
Yeah.
Like you should still get paid for good work. That's what work is.
Yep.
I mean, so it's tough, and I guess it's just the way the world, the companies want to get rich, and to get rich they gotta work people to the bone. Is what it is. None of us are big enough to change that.
That's what you think.
You're gonna
Don't
change it.
put me in your box.
All right, fine. I'm not big enough. I believe Shamek, you'll change the world.
Thank you.
Nick, you too.
Sure.
You said you had something,
Yeah, I
and
was
you
about
have
to mention.
something that I didn't write down.
Okay.
So I wanted to mention Subnautica sold 5 million units. I don't know if you guys play that game.
I haven't played it, although it
But-
got really big, like streaming. A lot of streamers played it. I downloaded it for free on Epic. It sold 5 million. Holy crap!
It's an atmospheric, creepy underwater experience.
It's where you like crash on like a water
World
right?
planet.
Yeah,
It's a lot of
you have
fun.
to, like salvage the
Yeah,
oceans.
It's got
and-
elements of like Minecraft-ish, where you like gather resources from the. I gotta stop using that as like a comparison, like gathering resources from, and just comparing that to Minecraft.
Well, like Minecraft's the biggest one at doing it, right?
Yeah.
So, like,
Sure.
it's an
They're like
easy
it's like a
comparison to make.
sandbox of resource
Yeah.
gathering, right?
You do that, you build different kind of submersibles and propulsion units and all this, and you build.
You have to like
bases.
start getting like food, like growing, like getting a farm going.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff.
exactly,
Yeah,
stuff
you
like
can
that.
do all
That's
that.
cool.
Build a base.
Yeah, I really should play it sometime. Cause I
And
got
the
it
whole
for
point of the
free.
game is to go deeper and deeper and deeper into the ocean.
Oh shit! Do you have to
Just-
like build like new suits so you can handle the pressures and stuff? That's pretty cool.
Yep. Try it.
Yeah, I grabbed it. Like I haven't grabbed every Epic game that's been free, but there's been a few where they've been like, "Yo, is this free?" And I'm like, you know what? I might eventually play this. Let me grab it, and that's one of them.
The best thing about that game is the immersion.
which is
It's all about
hey, I'm
The
up for that one.
ambiance, the audio, the visuals, the gameplay loop is like. But when you're in your sub alone at the bottom at like 1,000 meters or whatever, 2,000
it's
meters,
just the dark
and
ocean.
you hear that sound where that it's like a scary fish or something.
Yeah.
You're out of there. Some good stuff.
Oh,
Try
five,
it.
5 million. That's a big milestone.
And they got some DLCs and stuff too. So
Oh,
like a
yeah?
Frozen Planet.
So it's like a new planet that you're in.
I think so.
Okay,
so
that's
it's
pretty
like
cool.
Subnautica, like Brazil, and Subnautica Canada.
Sounds about right.
Frozen and then warm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did we mention that Untitled Goose Game sold 1 million units?
Did it really?
Yeah.
That game's amazing. By
If
the
you
way,
saw
I played it.
Subnautica sold 5 million, I was like, Untitled Goose Game sold 1 million.
What do you even do in that game?
You
by the way?
literally just troll
Fucking
people.
troll people. That's why I love it.
How
so
is that?
much.
I don't understand how that's
It's actually
game.
a lot of fun, dude.
Okay.
It's free. It's free on Game Pass as well.
True. Okay.
So when you get it for Tomb Raider, play because that's what I did. I played it. It's just like a couple hours.
When is Will of the Wisps coming out?
Because
I really wanna-
March or
I really
April.
want to save my
let
Game
me
Pass for that.
let me look it up real quick.
All right,
and
Nick. What,
yeah, you
what were
say
you
your
gonna?
thing.
So, I got from the NDP, which is a National Purchase Diary. It's some
Wait, NPD?
NPD.
Okay, you said NDP.
Sorry, NPD.
Your Canadian's coming out, Nick.
The National Purchase Diary, which is like tracks a whole bunch of sales and like in I think mainly the States, there are Canadian versions of it, and it basically allows you to like see what like sold in the years past, like months,
Interesting.
whatever, and
Cool,
like
cool,
kind of
cool.
like track it, right?
National Purchase
So
Diary.
I got the top 20 top 20 best selling games from both the 2009 and then
What's that for?
2010 to
40.
2019. So
Oh, I almost looked.
I want you guys to do your best to guess the
So say
20
the date range again, because I
So
totally.
the first list from 2000 2009, so
Yeah.
the first decade of the 2000s.
Yeah.
Then the second list I got is 2010 and 2019. They're both lists are the top 20 best-selling games of that decade.
You have 40 games we have to guess.
No, I only want you to guess the games of this of this recent past decade. The one that 2000, 2009, I'm gonna list off. For you.
Okay.
Can I take like a couple shots in the dark for that decade? Just
Sure, if you
obviously,
want.
I'm not gonna sit here and be like. Trying to
Okay,
name
I
off
already
every-
know one game. Ready? Grand Theft Auto 5. 100%. It's like
No,
number.
for 2000 to 2009.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
2000 to 2009.
I want to say Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah, Modern Warfare is.
Black Ops.
Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops not on this 2000, 2009 list.
Oh, because it's 2010. I'm dumb. I put it on my freaking games of the decade list. Modern Warfare 2.
Is number 6,
Modern Warfare 1.
number 7.
What other COD can and COD 5?
What's bigger than that
World
though?
at War,
Yeah.
number 10.
A
What's bigger than that?
Halo 3?
Halo 3 is number 14.
Let's go.
So I'll go from.
Okay.
I'll go
We could
from-
guess for
I'll go
everybody.
20 to 1.
I
So-
knew because that was like the golden age of COD. Like it had
Yeah.
to be on the list.
Yeah.
So I'll start from the
FIFA 09.
Oh god, it's
Uh,
probably like half
It's
FIFA.
it's U.S. mainly, so
Oh, okay, thank God.
I'm gonna start from bottom up, so 20 to 1. So
Okay.
got NFL 06, GTA 4, Halo 2, NFL 9, GTA Vice City,
Vice City's
Vice
great.
Vice City's dope.
NFL 08, Halo 3, NFL 07, Rock Band 2,
Yeah,
Interesting,
Rock Band 2 is
interesting.
that high. Let's go.
Guitar Hero 2,
Let's go.
Call of Duty World at War,
Yeah.
GTA San Andreas, Mario Kart Wii,
Oh damn, we sold so well.
Call of Duty Mario,
Call of Duty
Wii
Mario.
Sports.
Yeah.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare,
Wii
Call of Duty
Sports on
Modern Warfare 2, Guitar Hero World Tour, We Play with the Remote. And the top 3, your third one is Rock Band, some game named Fit. I don't know what the hell that is.
Wii
Wii
Fit?
Fit?
Maybe it just said Fit in the list.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then your top selling game of
It's
of
Wii
the
Sports.
2000, 2009 is Guitar Hero 3.
Really? Damn, the
Yes.
music games kicked ass then. I'm
Right.
so sad that they're not still popular.
They had their time.
No, they
they
need to
had
come
their
back.
time.
That is a skill that I practiced so much and it is wasted.
I'm
I was
sorry.
so
It's
sick
bad.
of guitar,
It's
and
gonna-
now that I can't use that
you're-
skill anywhere in
it's
the
fine.
world.
It's fine. Anyway,
You should
Wasted.
play more rhythm games.
so
I
now
want to play Beat Saber, but
I
it's like
want
a
you
$5
guys
entry.
to guess 2010, 2019.
Okay.
But remember this. This track's only physical sales, no digital.
okay,
okay.
GTA V.
GTA 5 for sure.
Isn't what?
Oh,
We have to guess where it is?
I'm gonna
You
say
crazy
it's
son of a
number
bitch.
2.
I will stop you after a certain point. if you
Number
guess too
2.
mu-
Number 4.
You're both wrong.
What is it?
It's the top, number 1.
Oh,
Even in
shit.
physical, it still took number 1? Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
I
did-
want to say Minecraft's on that list, even though it's mostly digital or mostly
No,
physical. I want to say Minecraft's still there
Where
because
do
of
you
how
think
well
it
it's done.
landed on that list?
Because it's only physical, I'll say like 14th.
Shamik? Do you want to say Minecraft as well? Or something
Yeah,
else?
well, I'll put it 14.
10th.
Okay. But if it was digital, it'd be like above GTA.
The Elder Scrolls
I'll
5.
give you 2 more.
More what?
Two more guesses.
The Elder Scrolls 5.
Skyrim?
Yeah.
Do you want to same?
That counts as his guess, though, right? I want.
Yes.
I want to get 2 more. Okay, I'll say Skyrim 2, but I want my own guesses.
Where do you think it landed?
7.
9.
13.
Okay.
One more for both of y'all.
2009 to 2010
No, 2010 to 2019.
to 2019.
Oh, there's gonna be CODs on here for sure.
Maybe.
Okay, I want to have one guess that's not COD,
Okay.
but for CODs, I'm gonna say Black Ops,
Okay. Which one?
first one.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say 5th, 4th.
No.
No.
Second.
Whoo!
BioShock 2.
Not on the list.
Oh,
Second.
All right. So I got your guesses. We're
Damn.
gonna go through the list.
go for it.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Go with Far Cry 3 says
Ooh, that's a
Ethan.
good one.
No. Not on the list.
Not on the
Damn.
list.
Okay, hold on. Let me have one that's non-COD. One non-COD. Come on. Give me,
Okay.
Because COD's like a gift.
Okay. Fine.
Okay.
Fine.
Let me think.
Mass Effect 2.
Not on the
Ooh.
list.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
It says Mario Kart 8 here at 14.
Okay. Okay, cool.
All right. So
All right.
now I'm gonna do a list again. 20 to 1. Okay.
Okay.
So 20. Star Wars Battlefront 2015.
Oh, it feels bad.
19. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Oh, true. Why didn't I say Breath of the Wild? Only 19th?
Yes.
I mean, I guess it's only been out for a couple of years.
18. Destiny.
True.
17 Battlefield 4, 16 Battlefield 1, 15 Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, 14 Mario Kart 8, 13 Skyrim, 12 Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019,
Oh, true.
11 Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, number 10 Minecraft. Here's where it starts to get very similar.
Okay.
Number 9,
NFL.
Call of Duty Black Ops 4.
FIFA.
Number 8, Call of Duty World War II. Number 7, Red Dead Redemption 2. Number 6, Call of Duty Ghosts. Number 5,
Oh,
Call,
dude,
Call-
how bad does it feel that Ghost is one of the higher of all the CODs? Oh man,
Number-
it's because it was a large
Now we're on
title.
top 5. Number 5, Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Number 4, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Number 3, Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Number 2, Call of Duty Black Ops 1. And number 1, best-selling game, physical of 2010-2018, GTA 5.
That just like I knew COD was on the list, but I didn't think like every COD.
That's
was
how you
on
know
the
that the
list.
people buying physical games are boomers.
So obviously, digital sales aren't like can't be tracked by this group because
Yeah.
like it's done by their own sort of platforms. So unless the platforms reveal the numbers themselves, they can't track it. So physical sales, Call of Duty has dominated the decade, but I feel like if we went to digital, we might see Destiny 2 on that list.
Do you know how they
Yeah.
collect their information? Like, are physical sales of items in the U.S. like public information? Like, can I just get stats from any
I
state?
feel like if they can have it, then anybody else can
Might
have
be.
it because like
Interesting.
digital's a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But that's what I wanted to bring
Man.
since the decade ended. I want to bring
COD is like everywhere. Even the games that, even the CODs that sucked, still sell so
Yeah.
well.
every Black Ops game on that list.
Yeah.
Yep.
Here's a hot take, or maybe not so hot take. Black Ops got worse with every.
Yeah,
If I was to rate them, I know that's not saying they're bad, but if I were to rate them, I think Black Ops 1 was like the top.
Do you know what I think of when I think of who plays Call of Duty?
Raging teenagers?
No. You
Axe
wear your
stop.
cap. You wear your cap backwards. You have gunner glasses. You're probably like, I don't know. You have like,
It's the same people who play Madden and FIFA.
hell yeah. It's
Yeah.
the
It's
exact
the exact
same
same
dude.
people who love their sports games. They love their Call of Duty. They're people who don't play single player games.
Yeah.
They usually have a PlayStation
Sure.
because they have their sports games. And even as an Xbox like fan, I will say that the controller is much better for sports games. And yeah, they play Madden, FIFA, and COD.
They trash talk by saying things like, "Get good, kid. Get known, Randy. Chrome piece to the dome piece."
their
Chrome piece to
their
the
name has like the capital X and a period, then a lowercase x and a
Yeah.
period.
Yeah. Oh man, it's so true.
They
There's
send
like
you-
a
They send you messages of, like, my dad works at Sony or Microsoft. I'm gonna fuck your mom.
yeah, dude, that was the go-to insult in Call of Duty. I fucked your mom.
Yeah.
All preteens would just say that.
I don't even remember what I did in the era of Xbox comms. Because I don't remember. I wasn't toxic. But I don't remember other people being toxic to me. Maybe, but
I
here's the
wasn't
thing.
super toxic, but like, I was ragey.
Yeah, no,
I
that was
didn't
me.
like
I remember.
dying, and I would complain when I died. And I would have like sometimes I would get into like post game lobbies where I'd be like, "Your shit, shut up." I would have those for sure.
I remember, like, I got so angry at playing Call of Duty.
I
I
would
had
do
to
that
stop playing
on occasion.
for like a whole
you,
year.
you need to like cool down.
I needed to like
Damn.
not play Call of Duty
Yeah.
because it made me a worse person.
The worst
Damn.
was in Modern Warfare 2 when you were close to a nuke and you got killed. Oh,
You guys know my nuke story, right?
I think I
Okay.
don't remember
You know my
fully,
nuke
but
story?
I don't want to say it again quickly.
Okay, so I was 24 kills. I was on the airplane map in Modern Warfare 2.
Terminal.
No. The map with the airplane carcasses.
Shipyard
Oh,
Shipyard. Yeah.
or Scrapyard, one of the
Scrapyard. Scrapyard. That's the
Scrapyard,
one.
yeah.
It's got two buildings on either side.
Yep.
There's a big building and a smaller
It's
one.
like the second
I
story.
was
that
in
you
the smaller one. I
yeah.
was camping for my 25th kill. Because, you can't blame me. All right, whatever.
Everyone did that. If you say you didn't, you're a liar.
Okay, all of a sudden, I die. Reason of death, a grenade launcher. I watch the kill cam.
That
Dude
friggin' noob
jumps
tube?
out of the other building on the other side of the map, does a 360, and shoots and kills me.
with a noob tube.
Yeah. How do I die?
To be fair, that's
they
almost
have
like respectable COD death.
danger close as well.
Oh, easily.
I don't know. Probably. Yeah. Most
Easily.
likely. Yeah.
I remember like the go-to like COD start was you'd spawn in, everyone would shoot their noob tubes, and then switch classes.
Yep.
With like they'd have
One
danger.
man army.
Yeah. Oh man,
I don't know. Yeah, that game was fun.
Modern Warfare 2 was fucking.
I like-
I
I was
know
like
you
the-
don't like it, Nick, but man,
The Barrett
Awesome.
over or the other one. Intervention, yeah.
you like the Barrett more?
Yeah, because that was bad.
I got a 3-man. I think I got a 3-man collab with the Barrett once.
Whew.
On
I couldn't quick scope for my life.
What was the map? It was a high rise
I was a hard scoper.
where you're on like the roof of like
Yeah.
yeah, and you know
Shoot
how
through
like
the black
how
window?
they funneled through like the windows, and I
Oh,
just had
okay.
thermal scope on and just like just killed 3 people.
I spawn kill people, but you could shoot through the black things.
Yeah,
Yeah, like a LMG. That's what I did. I laid
Yeah.
down and I just spawn kill people. It was fun.
COD Modern Warfare 2 was very known for its
It's-
spawn
it
kills
was
and spawn
special.
traps.
in a bad way,
Man, COD dominates.
as per usual.
I am happy to see that. I mean, obviously it's like the oldest one, so it had the longest time to get the sales, but that Black Ops 1 was like right at the top. That game was so freaking.
So I feel like if it showed digital, you might see the more newer CODs down at the top of the list.
Yeah, because definitely throughout this decade, digital has become a much more
Yes.
dominant storefront. So
I just think like the this list here shows that great effect because like a lot of the earlier games are ones that sold more, whereas ones that came out later, other than Red Dead Redemption 2, which is on the list, number 6, whatever,
yeah,
it shows that a lot of the earlier games sold more physical, but digital wasn't really a thing back then. So like,
well, and you look at a game like Minecraft, which literally
it's
is
the best selling of all time.
best-selling game
It's
of
a
all
Zoomer
time,
game.
but it's 10th on this list.
Yeah.
Which is actually pretty damn impressive because if you think this game like is almost fully a digital
would've-
I
thing.
didn't know you could buy Minecraft physical
Yeah.
copies.
You have to buy it physical on
Xbox, Switch.
or any Nintendo systems and PlayStation.
There's an actual like disc.
Yeah.
Well, I think there was a 3DS version of the game, and
Was
then
there?
I think
Probably.
there was.
I mean, yeah. But that just goes to show how well Minecraft did or like has done because if it reached 10th
Speaking
on
of Minecraft,
physical alone.
I can't wait for that Harry Potter mod.
Yeah,
That
that
was
looks
pretty cool.
pretty crazy.
I'm excited. You watched it? You ended up watching it?
Yeah, that looks pretty crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
Looks dope.
I think that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We're
that's
done.
all. That's all we got.
More Resident Evil this Friday.
Yes,
For those that
tune
tune
in.
in.
It's pretty fun to watch Nick play the game
Watch
and
me
also
just
get wrecked
Be an
by.
absolute asshole in his chat
dynamites.
and just trash talk. That's
Yeah,
my favorite thing
be
to
a
do.
good kid.
Oh, by the way, you did mention you looked up fucking Ashley skirt in the game. I don't know why I pieced you guys, but I did it.
It's funny.
I
Dude,
did it.
it's a game made by who is it? Capcom?
Yeah.
Yeah, they include things like that in their games
But the
all
fact
the time.
that she goes like, "Hey, pervert!" Like it's funny. Anyone who's played the game has done it.
You're
It's
playing
funny.
a
It doesn't
Japanese
actually,
game.
like,
You got to
show
get into a
anything.
mindset when you play a kind
But just
of
think
game.
that a developer knew that somebody was gonna try and look up her skirt and coded where she covers up and yells at you. Like that's hilarious. Come on,
Okay, fine.
that's
whatever.
funny.
Whatever.
That's good.
Let me close out.
Thanks for listening to our skirt chasing ways. It's been the 3 Can Play podcast. Myself, Nick, Brad, and Ethan. You can catch us on Instagram and Twitter at 3 Can Play Podcast. Check us out. Hit us up. With much peace and love. 3 Can Play out. Peace. Capcom game.